Hi, hey everybody. Welcome back to Swamp Donkey Gardens here. It's been a minute since we've talked, since I've seen you. I think it's been about 5 days or so. It's May 14th here. It's beautiful out. I just wanted to go through a little update of what we got going on here. We have some changes, some not so much changes. But yeah, we have a couple things going on. We had a little bit of potato setback. We'll get to that. Still no help with slugs. I haven't put anything on I haven't got any of the slug pellets yet. They're still ravaging the red beets, so we're gonna have to really get on that. That's gonna be in the next couple days here. So, but I wanted to show you how we are going to pot up our Roma tomatoes for our Porch tomatoes. We'll sell them here as Porch tomatoes. I have a hard time with that. I made a video earlier. It was probably about a 3-minute video, and I ended up getting a customer, and I pushed pause, and I had to redo everything. So here we are. This is take 2. So, but anyhow, I'll show you how we put some turn some Roma tomatoes into some Porch tomatoes. I had a hard time with that the first one too. But they're a determinant tomato, so they'll be great for a porch. They're just going to bush right up. But yeah, we'll get to that here. That'll be the last thing to do. We'll go around here, and I'll show you around a little bit here. Yes, and you know what? This fan right here. You don't know how many times I've clunked my head on this thing. I don't know why I wouldn't move it. No, don't move it. But I guess down here at this one here, we got. This is all radishes. Our peas are doing great. They're getting ready to trellis right up there. There's my little watering station. I did hook up my drip system, or my irrigation system that goes along this whole length of this. Here's an end. Look at that. Found my coffee cup with coffee in it, and it has dad jokes. I'll get you a dad joke here in a little bit. But yeah, these fellers here, they are some upplanted yellow pear tomatoes, and they're not doing so swell. They're a little crispy. I don't know if they got sun touched, or I don't know what's going on, but these are in the intensive care unit. But here we got our hot fish peppers. They're doing pretty good. They're only about 3 weeks old, I would say, but they're on this one's on its 3rd set of leaves. This one here, yeah, they're ready to be up potted. Yeah, here's one of my Porch tomatoes. I think I got what do I got in that one? That's a mortgage lifter. But and we got strawberries. We're gonna have strawberries here not too long. I'm telling you, we're gonna have about 14-15 strawberries here within the next, I would say, within the next week. So they're doing great. But there's another part of the drip system, but that goes all the way back. And then I got it on the other side. And our spinach in here is doing real good. Our lettuce is doing real good here, which in the next couple days here we'll do another round of planting another kind of lettuce over there, so we can kind of get a mixed greens. We got pepperoncinis over there. They need up potted. They're doing real good. These pepperoncinis here, I put them out this morning, and they were all getting hardened off like everything else. And I don't know if they didn't like the water or what they didn't like, but brought them in here, and they're right back up to go. So, but yeah, we're pretty windy back here. We got my exhaust system. Well, here's all potted up different tomatoes. We got aroma, chef's choice. These are all peppers. I believe they're a couple different kind of peppers I put in them, but we're starting all of them in pots. But yeah, planting season is dang near on us. The frost came here the other day. I think Monday and Tuesday it was not so good. Why did the coffee file a police report? It got mugged. Joke. Dad joke. No, but getting back to the, it's a little windy out here. But we got everything's pretty much the same out here. Like I said, our red beets over there are still getting ravaged. Our potatoes that we planted here, along this here, I don't know about them. I don't know if they're gonna come up. They weren't in too good a shape. But all this along here, oh, there's our security guard, Ralph. That's Ralph, our security guard. He's a good guy. I'm just kidding. He's a security guard when Bud's not around. So, but yeah, we got our onions are doing good from being spooned the other day. I guess about a week ago. But this bed here is another one that's our red beets. They're not doing so swell. But I just mulched in with some straw. Our garlic really likes a good mulch on it. It likes that. So we went with that. Like I said, I'm going to start using straw mulch on the beds that I don't cover over. But most of the beds I'm going to cover over with weed barrier. It's just so much easier for me. That's our spinach here. It's doing real well. I mean, it's coming up, but I guess we can go over and I can show you how you can tell with spinach. Like some of these spinaches here got holes in them, and usually it's slugs when the hole's round. I mean, like that one there, if you can see it, there's a round hole in there, round hole there. But that's the slugs ravaging. So they're starting to touch over here. So we're gonna have to start really going against the war. But like I said, these are red beets coming up. They just keep trying to come up, but they just keep eating them down. So, but that's all on me. That's my bad. But we do have some carrots coming up over here. And like I said, I used some windows and just to keep the humidity. And I know it's not fully in there, but it's doing its job. We got some carrots coming up here along here. They're slow for me. I don't know. Anyhow, if you have any tips on carrots, I would surely like them. This row is going to be, I believe, peppers. No, this is tomato, a type of tomato. We'll put some peppers here. That all along here. I'll go over here and we'll show you the lengthwise. Yeah, we'll have all peppers all going up that way. There'll be, I think, 3 rows of peppers. This, I guess they'd be going that way, but we'll have it staggered 3 rows. And we have quite a few peppers. And we got everything hardened off. And like I said, I hope everybody that's growing their plants inside and they don't know, you know what I mean? You got to harden your stuff off. You got to take it outside for a little bit. And, the first day maybe an hour, next day maybe 2, just keep stepping it up. And I think all these are on probably, I would say probably day 7 of their, they've been out since, I don't know, probably about 10 o'clock this morning, maybe 9. They were all out, everything was out. So, but I cleared the greenhouse out, and that's where they spend their days out here now. Some of them get a little sun touched. Like you can see these tomatoes over here, but it won't hurt nothing. Like these ones right in there. Oh, I can't see you, so hope it's showing up. You can see how they got a little sun touch there, but that ain't nothing. You're gonna cut them down. I'll show you how I plant them. We'll plant them deep so we can take most of that stuff off. But our caps and pinks are doing real well too. Everything's doing real well. I haven't had a whole lot of a loss of anything really, other than our potatoes. Well, I guess I'm pretty adamant about the frost, and I took things in and took things out and covered my potatoes up. And well, softball season started the other day, and I'm blaming it on all my softball teammates. So I know you guys know who you are. You guys, it's your fault, Rod Anders. Your fault. But I went out and I drank, and there was supposed to be a frost, and I did cover everything up, but all our potatoes got dusted with frost. So if you remember, they were all up probably about 4 inches, maybe 3 inches, but I had to cut them all back. So that sets us back about 2 weeks. Crap, my bad. Went to sleep, got up in the morning, frost. So, but I got them all mulched up with straw. I will water this stuff in later on tonight, but I usually water most of my stuff early in the morning. So because like I said, I have a slug problem, and if you water early in the morning, they usually go in by then. Usually you don't have the problem. If you do, you can catch them, and if I catch them, they're in trouble. So so let's get on to planting our tomatoes. Here's my soil pile. That is mushroom compost, garden soil. There's some, I think, a half a bag of peat moss in there. There's some compost from my compost pile, and I just mixed that all up. And then this here would be a pot that we're going to be potting up, one of them. And then I took some really good soil and I threw some fertilizer, bone meal, and blood meal in here, the proper amount, mixed it up. So, and that's really good potting mix. It's got perlite in it. You know, it's really good, really rich soil. It's good fertile soil, good for your pots. And now if you're potting up tomatoes, you got to remember, you want to start out with good soil, especially if you're putting in a pot. Totally different than if you're putting them in the ground. Totally different. You know what I mean? Your pots are running off of what you got in the pot. Or I mean, your tomatoes are running off to what you got in the pot. And here's another one of our pots. We got 2, and like I said, I filled it up. I got about, I don't know, 3/4 of the way full. But like I said, it's totally different. All your nutrition is coming from this soil that you have in here. So, and watering is totally different than if you're putting it in a garden. Yeah, you're gonna have to water these a lot more. You know what I mean? Anything you put in a container, you know what I mean? The watering is definitely different. I mean, sometimes in the summer, like, you know, in July, you know what I mean, the beginning of August, there's sometimes where I have to water my containers, you know, 3 times a day, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once at night, because it just sucks out the water. And like I said, you want to, you know, use your you know, like a top dress, you know, after your plants get established, and you know what I mean, you top dress with your fish emulsion, or you know, whatever fertilizer, you know, top dress them. But you want to keep that, you know, want to fertilize them. I would say probably every 2 weeks or so. You want to give them a shot of some kind of fertilizer, because they are running off of, you know, this is their lifeline. They don't have the, you know, to spread out. And actually these pots here they're right on the border of whether, you know, but like I said, we're planting a determinant style tomato, so you know they're good for pots. So, but this is about the minimum size you want to grow, you know, tomatoes or peppers. You know, like this would be only for one tomato, you know, one tomato. Something like a pot like that where I store my straw. I mean, you could fit probably 2 tomatoes. That'd be stretching it. You know, you could probably fit 2 peppers in there easily, but you know what I mean, the size of the pot really matters. You know what I mean, especially when it's container. You know, you got to give your roots enough room to move around in there. You know what I mean, to spread out. They like to spread out, and they need some, you know, some need more room than others. But you know, and I guess these ones, like I said, they're a good size, because I got a lot of room. It's probably only half full, that one there, you know, so I got a lot of room to bring the soil up, and you know, bring it all up. And here, you know, there also But these are about the minimum size that you want to go with. But they're good for porch. You know, something on a porch, or you know, whatever you have. So, but cheers. But things have been going good here. I mean, it's just our time to, you know, start selling. We're just little, so we're just getting started. But like I said, let's get one of these. Let me set you back up over here. Get you spun around and spun down, and get one of these pots up here. Here's some more things I'm going to plant. I'm going to start my basil, and every bed of tomatoes that I have, at each end and maybe one in the middle, I'm going to put basil. That's going to be my companion for my tomatoes. It's just, you know, like I said, it's not going to crowd them. That's a good companion plant for your tomatoes. That's another, you know, little tip. Then we're going to plant some marigolds around for the bees, and you know, I mean, we like bees, so we want the bees to come around. And I was mowing down in the yard the other day, and they're just loaded down there. They were all over our apple tree, so, in the ground, and there was flowers, and yeah, so we got to get some flowers going around in the garden. So, but yeah, that's our Roma tomatoes. That's what we're gonna up pot. And we got our pot here, and it's like I said, it's all ready. I just got to dig my hole and figure out where I want to go with it. And if it wants to cooperate, we might have to pull the other soil over here. And this one's the same as was out there in the weir barrel. We're gonna pull some of this out of here just for a sec. Because we want to plant her deep. We do. And then we're down in there for probably, I don't know, probably got a hole about that deep. So you figure that hole we got there will come to about right here. And as if you can see, if I can find my snippers, and now these, you want to have a nice sharp, I don't know if you can see it, but these ones are nice and sharp. They got a real nice sharp tip on the end. But here, I know I had a couple questions the other day about suckers. Now this would be a shade leaf. That one there is a shade leaf. This big long one here is a shade leaf. And then you see these little things right in the crotch. Yep, them ones right there, little green ones, that's a sucker. That's a sucker starting on there. But the way we plant these, I would get rid of this. I would get rid of that sucker, that shade leaf, this one, and I think that's probably pretty good. So I mean, we could take this one off too if we really needed to. So we're gonna plant probably up to there. We don't want to leave any of these sticking out. But like I said, you can see the stalk is real nice, so that tells me it has a real good root system. But it has all those little hairs on it. I don't know if you can see them, but you can kind of see them on the edge here. But all these little hairs on there are possible roots. So we can plant that sucker right up to right there. So we'll be nice and gentle. We moistened our soil in these beforehand, and there's our stick, so we know what the heck it is. And then I'll flip it upside down, tap her a little bit, and it should come right out of there. You can see how that's got a good, nice root system. You know what I mean? It's not root bound at all. I mean, it's getting there, but it's definitely not. So we'll drop her in there straight. Uh-oh, we forgot one thing. We'll have to scoop it back out of there. When some of our, I go with about a handful maybe of fertilizer. Get that down in the bottom of your hole. And this is the NPK is 3, 5, 6, so it's pretty low on nitrogen, medium on the middle, and the 6. Oh, you want to hold on 1 second? All right, we're back. And like I said, we use our fertilizer at the bottom of our hole, and then we'll go on there and we'll give it a nice little nest. Bring a bucket of our other soil in, and we'll fill it up to our desired level. And when I get about halfway, I'll just kind of press it down in there, just so you want to keep all the air out of it. And now I want to come up there to about there, so that's our soil level. So we want to raise it up about another 2 inches. So I think 1 or 2 more buckets of this will do it. Yep, another half. Get the old dust off of her. Get it pressed down in there. And if you hold on, we'll just bust through all the other 2. And then they're all about the same depth, so they're all about the same size. We'll come along, and we got, oh, we need to stick that there. I got like a maze in here. We're going along. Got our seed leaves, goodbye. This shade leaf and this wee little sucker, goodbye. Gave him a haircut. A bottom haircut. Oh, don't want to forget our, like I said, just a little bit of fertilizer. Mix it. You want to mix it in so you don't want the roots sitting right on your fertilizer. And we'll give them a little extra. Won't hurt nothing. Like I said, they're living off this soil, so give her a little tap. A little tappy tap. Kind of set it down in a hole there. Give it a good press in there. Like I said, you don't have to press too hard. You don't want to go crazy with it. Like I said, you want some perlite. And you want real good soil, especially for, like I said earlier, you want for your containers, because I can't stress enough that they're living off of what's in here and what you put in here, and that's it. You know what I mean? They don't have any room to explore. They're not they can't expand anymore. So, but we'll go here, and we got about, I would say about the same, another 2 inches. So we know. To get about 2 inches, we need about a bucket and a half, or this little pot and a half. We'll go right around there, and as of not to smush it. Just a wee more, and you can straighten them up. I'm telling you, tomato plants are resilient. I'm amazed by the resiliency of a tomato plant. I mean, you can pull it out. I know they say take it easy on the roots, and absolutely, take it easy on the roots. But you can. They're really resilient. They really are. They're like a Timex watch. Take a lick and keep on kicking. I don't even know if they make Timex watches anymore. That was like 1980. So yeah, that's that one done there. Caught our next one up here. Just push her off to the side there. This stuff stinks. Mix it in good. And this stuff is, I think, mostly, what do we got? Contains 3% nitrogen. It's got 0.80 ammoniacal nitrogen. It's got a couple other nitrogens, but there ain't really. And then it's got 5% phosphate. It's got 6% potash, some calcium. That's 8% calcium. Magnesium's 50% of, or 0.50%. Sulfur derives from composted poultry litter, feather meal, bone meal, calcium sulfate, and sulfate of potash. So the only thing that sounds like it's missing here is blood meal, but that's where your nitrogen is. That's where your poultry litter and feather meal would come from. So I guess that's a little explanation on your fertilizer. We got one more here. And now, just say this was a big, this was big. This was a big, and you can see we got, let's get this out of the way here. You got your shade leaf, and then you got your little leaf out here. It's a little sucker. So if you were, say this was big and you had a sucker coming off there, you would just go in there. You don't want to cut the shade leaf, but you would just remove that wee little leaf. And I guess we could spin it around here, and this one has one too. See these two little leaves here? That would be a sucker. That would be how you would remove your suckers. It's just as simple as that. And you can take your suckers off of a bigger, when they get bigger, you can plant them and they'll take off and they'll root up and they'll use them as another plant. So, but on this one, we're gonna zip, zip, zip. And then we'll go up to this one. Yeah, we'll take him off there too. You get crazy. And then I'll save all this stuff and I'll just throw that. That just goes right back in the compost pile. It's just a little bit, but it's green. You're a little tappy tap. And yeah, as you can see, it's not by any means root bound. They're down and then back up. They'll spread out and here they'll be happy as heck. They'll be happier than a pig in, poop. It's cooling down here today. It was about, I think it got up to about 64, 65. It was a little hot there a little bit, but that's nice. That's nice that frost. You can't tell here. I mean, sometimes it really sneaks up on it. It doesn't say like Tuesday. They were calling Monday for a frost, which that was my bad. Tuesday they didn't call for a frost, but they said it was down into the 35 or something. But here, when I got up Tuesday morning, there was definitely a frost. So, but I amended all that. I made up for Monday. My dumbassness. So, but yep, we want to go up to about, look at that, a dandelion puff. Goodbye. About the same thing, about 2 inches. Keep it from not getting all. And like I said, I added some bone meal and blood meal and some of this fertilizer to this stuff that I got mixed that I'm throwing here on top. So that's pretty well fertilized too. You don't want to over fertilize and you don't want to under fertilize. Sometimes it's a tough. Ooh, hey, mess here. Sometimes it's tough. It's a tough game. Figure out when your stuff needs fertilizer and when they don't. Like these are, they're nice. They're beautiful plants. They really are. Beautiful pepper. Beautiful little pepper. Or tomato. And like I said, they're determinate, so they're going to they're only going to get so big. The determinant, they're determined. They go to a determined size. They put out a determined amount of fruit, and that tells your determinant. So they're determinate Roma. And we got a lot of these to grow. We got the stake for the other one too. So we'll go over here. Let's take you down. So yeah, I got a whole bucket of straw over here. And I'll go in there and try to tear some long pieces off. Or not, you know what I mean? I'll rip it. I just want it dusted. And I just did open this straw bale. I have a shredder. I'm going to shred it. Well, but if I pick down at the bottom, I can get some pretty good, just little. And then we'll that's mulch. Looking like a willy. Hey, give me a second here. I'll grab the water and we'll water the babies in. Now you want to give them a nice drink. They definitely need a drink. With that straw on there, that straw on there, that'll keep all that dirt right where it's supposed to be. Hold that moisture in. And I usually just go around until they start filling up, till the water starts puddling, and I'll move on to the next. I hope you can hear me with that big old fan running back there, but I got to keep that fan running or it get too hot in here. The other day I was in here, I think it was almost 100 in here, so I hurried up and opened all the windows, and surprising how quick it cools down in here. Once you open the windows and get the fans going, you can really control the temperature fairly easy. So yeah, here we are. Get all these little stragglers off there. And then we're ready to go. They'll just sit in here for, they'll be in here the rest of the night. I'll put them over here with all the rest of these. Oh no, I won't put them there. I think I'll put them down here below. I'll clean some of this stuff out here below, and that's where we're storing. But they were already hardened off, so they're ready. They're ready to go. I just want to put some cages on, kind of like that one. I don't really like to use the cages. I mean, for containers I do. But outside I use a trellis. Let's walk out there real quick and holy smokes, we went long here. But let's walk out there real quick and take this thing out here so it doesn't flood. But yeah, here's just real quick here. I get this. Don't mind the log there. That needs to be moved. I'm gonna make a corner shelf out of that. But yeah, I got old volleyball poles, and they have up at the top there. They have there's a pulley system, so I'll run a string across there, and then I'll use that as my string trellis. And then I got some more over here, these 2 poles here, which goes to these 2 poles, and we'll get some pipe. Oops. Yeah, right there. We'll put some piping on the top and then go across the top. Piping is over there. We haven't really got that far yet. We're more concerned with the pepper, or the peppers. This, like I said, this is next. This is next on the agenda after we got those. So maybe later on tonight I'll till this, and then I got to till this back here for our corn. I got to till that one more time and add some more. I'll add some more fertilizer and some more. Oh, I'll take you over here real quick. And this is what I use sometimes for fertilizer, and it's a really good fertilizer, and it's really cheap, and it's really organic. But I mean, sometimes it takes a little bit. But what I got there is alfalfa pellets. It's a food. It's alfalfa. It's just like I bought it at Tractor Supply. It's just alfalfa, but it doesn't. It has some nutritional value. It's more nitrogen but it has a lot of other bacterias and whatnots in it, and your soil loves it. So I spread it all along here. I mean, you can see I have it. I mean, there's big chunks of it here. I mean, they were green pellets. You know what? I'll run you up and show you. But I amend my beds with that. I mean, you can top dress it. You can throw them right on to top dress, which I did over there on my onions and stuff like that. Which onions are heavy feeders, but it's not real rich in nitrogen. But it doesn't have any seeds in it or anything like that. So, get a little dark here. But yeah, our alfalfa pellets are right there. They're just. And you got to watch if you got animals and critters and whatnots around. I guess we'll go down this way. We'll get out of here. It's almost 40 minutes. So, look at, it's a rare sighting. It's a Carrie Newbird. I don't know if you can see her up on the porch. It's a very rare sighting. It's almost like seeing Bigfoot, or her being outside. Just kidding. No, but yeah, like here. I mean, what you can see, there's some down there, which and then I'll till that in and just throw them down there. They water them in. They blow up, and they don't blow up. Yeah, little bombs. But they turn into that. But they just turn into like a green dust. And it's just alfalfa. It's just a natural fertilizer, and it's cheap. I think I paid for 50 pounds. I think it was like $15. So. Just a little amendment. So, but I guess with that, I think I took everybody's time long enough, and we got our porch tomatoes. Got them ready to go. We'll have to add our cages. Once they get a little bigger, I'll add the cages. Either that or I'll trellis them. I don't really know yet. So we got them all marked off, and that's how I do my some tomatoes. And I got a lot more pots and a lot more of them to do. And I'll do that with peppers. I'll do that with, and I'll fill them up until I don't have any more pots, and we'll grow them. So, but with that, we got everything covered that we wanted to, and I'm glad I got to come back on and do a video. Like I said, I just been busy, and I should just tag one along with me. But maybe tomorrow or the next day, once we get this that garden over there tilled up, we'll show you how I'm going to do my peppers. So, but with that said, I'm going to get out of here before it's 40 minutes. The Swamp Donkey Gardens. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the bell for notification for my next videos, and hopefully the next one won't be very long. Away. We'll talk at you later. See ya.